No.
Okay. All right. Well, I thought that was an incredible performance by our bench, but I think it was absolutely initially a statement from our starters. They played very angry. They played very determined. They played with a ton of confidence, but with an absolute focus on fixing what we didn't do well in Tennessee. And that started that game, their defensive statement. You know, we did not like having 92 points scored against us. We don't care that it was Tennessee. We don't care what. We don't like having 92 points scored against us. So we had a mission that we were going to shut down and play defense and close out lanes and play our tails off. And I felt like that those starters, those veterans, really set the tone. And you know, our starters didn't even play half the game. I mean, our bench really came in, and then it was a great lesson. You know, they were the teachers tonight, and then the young kids took the lesson and just kept up the tempo. So we were pretty excited for that performance, considering Prairie View A&M, you know, beat Rice in their first game, so they had our respect.
You mentioned the anger. Did it reflect right after the game Tuesday? Did they carry it throughout the last couple of days, or?
Yeah, I think it was more an anger like, okay, it came down to the fact that we just didn't finish some plays. We had it guarded, but we didn't play it perfectly, and so there was a little bit of a missed opportunity kind of anger. You know, it was, gosh, you know, more shoulda, coulda, woulda. We got to do it. We got to do it with 100% effort, which is, you know, I think a good lesson to take from the Tennessee game. If we want to be who we want to be, then there's no relaxing, and there's no shortcuts.
Forcing the turnovers, you know, wide open, you know, open lanes, you know, you would get so many fast break layups.
Yeah.
You know, everything just clicked, right?
Yeah, but I was probably most pleased with our three. I thought, you know, we weren't shooting a very good percentage from the three coming into the game as a team. And I saw that this morning, and I was shocked because we're a very good three-point shooting team. But I think we were very low. And so I was really happy to see, you know, 10 for 17. I mean, our percentages in this game on offense were great, but they weren't all layups. I mean, 10 for 17 from the three on very well-assisted plays. And, you know, a lot of 48 points in the paint. Those are things that we had to get, that we wanted to get coming out of that Tennessee game. Because in the second half of Tennessee, we were 0 for 9 from three, so it was kind of the focus of ours.
And the freshmen getting this extensive playing time so early on, you know, how
Right.
much is this going to do for their confidence?
Well, you know what? If they turn it over like they did, they're not going to get as much playing time.
Right.
So we talked about that in the locker room. That was one negative in the game. They played with great energy. But we can't have 14 turnovers off the bench from our guards. We can't. And we did tonight. And, you know, they'll get more playing time if they take care of the basketball because they're trying hard, they're playing hard, their energy's great.
Shenise, just being part of that, I mean, everything is clicking, and you were forcing turnover after turnover, and I mean, just your reflection of being part of that type of dominant performance.
Yeah, it was definitely a dominant performance by us. We really wanted to focus on playing great for 40 minutes, playing great defense for 40 minutes. We thought we gave too many points early on, but it was just, we just said, let's do what we do best, and that's steal the ball, that's play defense, that's run up and down the court. And we weren't really having fun at the Tennessee game doing that. So we wanted to resort back to what we're used to, and we did it well tonight.
You said you weren't having fun. Do you think there was some tension there Tuesday? Maybe that's why the fun didn't come out?
Yeah, I mean,
The game was fun, but the film wasn't.
yeah, after watching it, it was just, we were just very upset with our rotations, not covering and being there for each other. But I mean, I wouldn't say tension, I would just say disappointment. And I think it just carried over to tonight and just showed that we were ready to play again.
What was your mindset, the team's mindset, these last couple of days after that game, you know?
Last couple of days, it feels like
one day.
One day.
Yeah.
We had a very slow practice.
Was it a long day yesterday for you? Or?
It was a long day for me, yeah. It was a long day for me.
And then, you know, with very little rest, she gets 10 for 12 from the field, 5 for 5 from the three, 6 boards, 25.7 assists, 7 steals in 20 minutes of play. You know, that's an All-American. That's an All-American right there.
I'm disappointed in my effort at Tennessee. I really wanted to just focus on hitting shots, honestly. I feel like I didn't come through for my team at Tennessee at all. 1 for 5 from the three and 8 for 19, I think, from the field. I did not get to the free throw line at all. And when your shot's not falling, that's one of the things that you really need to focus on. So I wanted to instill confidence back into my team that they had in me.
Does this really help at all, or just because this was so easy and, you know, does it take away some of the bitterness of the Tennessee loss?
No, that wasn't a Tennessee team out there, in all honesty. And we want to remain at the level that we're at.
Can you put Tennessee behind you, or have you already coming into this game?
I mean, we're not dwelling on Tennessee, but we're definitely taking the lessons that we learned from them.
Coach, how difficult is it to coach a game like this? To me, it seems like it's probably not easy. Things are out of control as far as score and.
Oh, no, I didn't, I found it great, and, you know, my opening statement, I talked about how the upperclassmen were teaching the bench tonight. Like, they were like, this is how we respond to a loss, this is the defense we're supposed to play, this is the confidence we're supposed to play with. Doesn't matter who the opponent is, Miami is Miami. Every time we take the court, we need to be Miami, and that includes defense, that includes much more effort, much better stance, and, you know, they took care of it for me. So I was coaching effort. I was just trying to make sure we weren't flat, because honestly, it set up as a trap game. Prairie View A&M had a great win against Rice to start their season. We're coming off with very little sleep. I mean, we maybe had, I know I had about an hour, I didn't even sleep at all after the Tennessee game. I was up watching Prairie View A&M after that loss, because they had my respect, because they had just beaten Rice. And Rice is supposed to be second in Conference USA. So they had our attention. So it wasn't about, you know, it was about Miami and us giving respect to Prairie View A&M with some good young players, and really saying, you know what, we're going to take it to them. Let's make sure we play with the energy and effort that we need to play with. They're an NCAA team last year.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, one last question. How big of a help is this to a team? You know.
Well, you know what it is? Our bench is very talented as well. So our rotations, it's not like in years past you get a big lead and then you have garbage minutes. There are no garbage minutes with this lineup. There aren't. We don't have anyone that we just throw in there because let's make sure she stays in it. Everyone's really fighting for playing time. And so there's a standard that we're setting. You know, I don't care who you are, if you don't make your rotation on the box out, or if you decide to not play the scout well, you're going to sit down. And that's the standard that we set coming out of that film in Tennessee. I don't care who you are. Do your job. You know? It had an effect, because we played perfect basketball to start that game. I'm sure in film I'm going to find some mistakes, but in general, that was some perfect defense. And it was not just, it wasn't Prairie View, it was Miami saying this is exactly how we need to play. And I was proud of that.
Gracias.
Thank you.